Hello! Charlie here from Bali. Today I'm going to be talking about Clif High's newest report called Jump Out. Now the name probably gives a little bit away. We're jumping out. So firstly I want to say, okay, well, why are we into cryptocurrencies? The core reason, well, most likely it's financial. Most likely there's some excitement. Potentially it's like some people are in it for the new paradigm, for the old system coming down, crumbling. Some people are in it simply to make money. The fundamental core of why we're actually involved most likely is freedom, personal freedom, financial freedom, personal freedom, freedom from being controlled by banks or governments and these things. But a big part is obviously financial freedom, and the last 6 months has given us a very, very good opportunity to go into ourselves and experience all that emotion. All that emotion and that constriction, if you've been involved, if you got in, previous 6 months ago, especially if you got in around November, December, January when it was quite high, and then it's just been bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. There's been, most likely there's been a constriction feeling inside you. Whether that's shortness of breathing, whether that's shutting down, whether that's anger, frustration, fear. What is constriction? Constriction is the physical impact of fear on the body, and it comes up with shortness of breathing, comes up with physical pain, especially maybe in the shoulder areas, the neck areas, the lower back areas. The kidneys is linked to fear, and the kidneys sit in your lower back, and this is all to do with fear. So if you feel constriction, so actually if you know what to do, if you know how to actually heal and transform this constriction, because this constriction is within your subconscious mind. It's a pattern that is within your subconscious mind, and it's based in fear. And it's just an automatic response. It's just a survival mechanism. But when you constrict, you cause yourself more suffering. That's universal law. When you're constricting, you're in fear. Love can't get in. Love is expansion and connection, openness, vitality. That's love. It's the opposite of constriction. So the last 6 months, if you've been in the cryptocurrency sphere, it's been a wild ride, and it's been an amazing opportunity to detox constriction that's within our bodies, within our system, and to actually heal a lot of those patterns, that developmental trauma that often we learn from our parents. I guess that was a little bit of a sidetrack in terms of Clif High's report, but it's been a wild ride, and as I always say, everything goes with an expansion and a contraction, expansion and contraction, inhale, exhale. Whether it's childbirth, labor, expansion, contraction. It's the way that the universe works. It's the way that cycles work. It's the way that stocks work. It's the way that the economy works. It's the way that cryptocurrencies work. Cryptocurrency cycles and patterns just are squashed a lot closer together. So the expansion and the contraction happen a lot faster. Maybe gold and silver, happen over 10, 20 years. Cryptocurrencies happen over 3-4 months. It's like expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. Now, what Clif is suggesting, and I want to put a disclaimer or something, but, up until the last couple of reports, Clif has been really spot on, been really amazing. In the last report, and potentially the one before that, there was definitely, it wasn't so accurate. So the way that he does it is he does data processing, and he picks up on linguistics and can actually read the future, apparently through his data linguistics. Now, that's an interesting concept, and it has shown to be quite valid and quite successful, although the last report or two has not been that spot on. He mentions something in this report, the jumping out report, that he actually says that it was because humans are quite negative For example, in the way that we think, in the way that we talk, we're often based in fear. Our world is a bit more fear-based, media, etc., than love. So therefore, he took into consideration that we speak more negatively. So in a way, he sort of dulled out the negativity, and that sort of smoothed it out. So therefore, if it was sort of negative in cryptocurrencies, he would just say that, well, that's because we're naturally negative, therefore the cryptocurrencies are actually going to be, more positive than what we're saying, in a way. He said that he's redone his sort of measures and scales to remove that change within the data. So this time, if he picked up on negativity, he just says it straight out that it's negative. He doesn't take into consideration that humans are a bit more negative, so therefore we want to sort of dull the negativity down a little bit, because it's like, okay, if it's negative, it's negative. So the scale has changed in this report. So I guess we'll see. Only time will tell whether this is actually whether this report and his method can work in both bull markets and bear markets. It worked in a bull market, but maybe it's very easy to work in a bull market. So we've been in a bear market. It didn't work that well in a bear market. In one of his reports, he did mention that on January 13th there will be a slight dip, and that was really the dip. And then from then, especially within the altcoins, it's gone down pretty much ever since then. So he did pick up on that dip, but he said it was going to be a slight dip and something to sort of watch out for. But he said overall it would be going up. So that didn't obviously happen. So that may have been his scales and his negativity dulling that out. But now he's not doing that. So let's see. This report will be an interesting one. So it's called Jumping Out. There's a lot to be talked about. The cryptocurrencies are an interesting topic and one that bring up a lot of emotional energy within people. What is emotions? It's just energy in motion moving through the body. So being in cryptocurrencies for the last 6 months, I imagine, for most people it's brought up a lot. Now you either resist that and reject that and it gets you even further down into your negative patterns, or you can actually transform that and rise above that, and it can be actually super, super healing. Because what is the point of us being on planet Earth? Well, I believe that it's here to choose love over fear. We're here to learn about love. So that constriction is fear. So every opportunity is just actually an opportunity to grow more in love and away from fear. And the last 6 months has been a profound opportunity if you've seen it like that and if you've taken the opportunity to do so. I will put a link below about my YouTube channel. So I've actually got another YouTube channel where I go into all this stuff, transformation, transformational health. I actually run retreats. I do one-on-one coaching. I go into human design, how to make decisions. Like, it's a really profound information over there. So I'll put the link below if you're interested in things beyond cryptocurrencies and actually having a deep impact on your life. Then I'll put that channel as well, so you can jump over there and check me out over there. I'll also put my website so you can see what I do elsewhere apart from cryptocurrencies. So what's happening now in the cryptocurrency sphere via Clif High? Well, he does mention on the 9th of July is going to be mainly the reversal from the bear market to the bull market. 9th of July, 10th of July, potentially 12th of July. This is going to be a time where things shift. So yeah, from the 13th of January pretty much until now we've been in a bear market. He suggests that that is all changing between the 9th and the 12th of July. So we'll see. Now these reports are, up until the last one or two, they have been really beautiful and profound. So I'll put the link below towards Clif's website that you can actually buy his report if you're interested in getting the whole report. I'm just giving a very brief overview here. So that's going to be interesting. So we're what, 4, 5, 6 days away from that, and we already see it starting to sort of climb up. It's already gone up, well over 10%, nearly 20% since about a week ago. So we shall see about that. Now this bull market will apparently go onwards until the first week of December. So, if Clif's right, fantastic news for all of us. And he says that the energy that's coming in around the 9th to the 12th of July 2018 will be similar energy to what we experienced in December 2017. So that's exciting. We're all about positive energy around cryptocurrencies. I'm about that for many, many reasons. I love it. I love the excitement. I love the emotionality. And then when it goes down, I'm also using that opportunity and that experience to really come into myself and choose love over fear through my ways of doing that. It's a wild ride no matter what the cryptocurrency sphere. So it really is a gift. Now, he goes into quite a lot of coins, which is great. I didn't count, but there's probably 15 coins, which is more than normal. So he actually goes into detail, into quite a lot of coins, which is really, really cool. I'm definitely not going to go into all of them. If you want to know all of it, go and get his report, halfpasthuman.com. But Bitcoin and Bitcoins and, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin are going to be leading the way. So, and I also believe this, when the regulations come in more, when the governments really start, if we do go into another bull market, this bull market's going to be very, very strong and very powerful. It's going to bring a lot of media attention. It's going to bring a lot of attention, and that with attention comes positive and a lot of negative attention. There's going to be an equal and opposite force pushing down on that. Governments, media, fear, it's just, we're going to be met with a lot of force. And that's going to cause potentially a lot of the smaller coins to disappear. It's going to be very volatile. Now, Warren Buffett says, just go with safe ones. Go with the Fortune 500 or the top stocks, and you'll actually make more money than a professional investor will, trying to pick all the little ones throughout time. So if you go with the Bitcoins, for example, well, Bitcoins are going to be the majority moving forward for, at least the next year or two. So therefore, you can actually just go into them and just ride the wave. As cryptocurrencies increase, Bitcoin will increase. And Clif says that Bitcoin will be leading the pack. Also Ethereum, lots of positive news coming out for Ethereum. Ethereum may, lead the pack in terms of being that platform for ICOs, and it's already got such a firm hold on the market. There's suggestions by Clif that it will continue upwards very rapidly. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, sticking with the top dogs, you can't go wrong in Clif High's eyes, mind, data processing. Stick with the top ones. Now, there's two others I want to mention. Remember, there's many, but I do want to mention Cardano. Now, this is apparently not going to be a good one. So if you've got Cardano, potentially, through his data processing, it's something that is really just not going to work out that well, and it's going to be a little bit of a flop. So, for your information. And also Monero, so privacy coins. So I've actually got a privacy coin online program, and that is interesting because the whole privacy coin space is going to be very interesting, and that's what Clif also suggests. So Monero, coming before the real, after the bull market, for example, there potentially will be a big hit. That's what happened really in January. Lots of stuff started coming down. If we go into another massive bull market, there's going to be a lot of equal and opposite force. And potentially what's going to cop it is the privacy market. But through the bull market run-up, the privacy coins are really going to flourish and really going to do really very well. So Monero is a great one to have at the moment and ride the bull market up if we really do solidly move into a bull market. And we'll move into a bull market really, when we hit 13,000, 14,000 strongly, that's when we're really, everyone jumps in. bull market confirmed, we're heading in and we're going up. But if we could be beginning a bull market now, in a way. This could be the start of it. But in terms of Monero, leading the pack in terms of privacy coins, the most well-known one, Clif suggests that will have a huge increase going up because people are just going to be loving the privacy coins. But then potentially around December, they will be the first to get hit by governments, media, and try to take down, because that's what they'll be the most scared of. The anonymous privacy coins. That's where the governments lose a lot of control, because if everyone goes into privacy coins, control's lost. It's game over for them. You can't track it. So that'll be an interesting ride to play out with Monero. So that ride up, but then it will potentially get hit. It's like maybe the front runner of cryptocurrencies going in, and then it's like a battle, if you can imagine this battle and force coming in, it might be the one that really gets whacked and takes a big hit. So yeah, lots of good information. Now, it's good information if it's true information and if it actually happens. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, like with the cryptocurrencies, and also anyone's saying, really, no one really knows what's happening. We can always guess. Follow the trends. The trend is always your best friend. So, even I think I made a video on here about a month ago or something, and it was going up, and people were saying it's going up, and maybe it was up at about 8,500, but the overall trend was down. So, I made a video and I said this is probably a bull trap. We're probably going back down, and yeah, we got crushed all the way down to 4,700 or something. So in a way, we're still in a downtrend. So be very cautious, be very aware. The jump out report is overall quite positive moving into July and onwards, but only time will tell. So wishing you all the best for your cryptocurrency journey. Hopefully it's a wild ride, whichever way you go, and hopefully you learn a lot about yourself through this experience and learn a lot about cycles, rhythms, and how you engage with certain things in your life, and your emotions. This is a fantastic opportunity to learn and transform your emotions and do actually a lot of personal healing along your journey. So yeah. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give me a subscribe if you want to keep in the loop around cryptocurrencies. If you want to jump over to my other YouTube channel and check that out, just type in Charlie McGuinness into the YouTube search and you'll find that. And, wishing you all the best.